In today's session, we shall start from the new chapter. Name of the chapter is Alcohols, Phenols and Ethers. So we are going to study about three functional groups here containing oxygen. First we shall study what are alcohols, what are phenols, and then what are ethers. Then we shall move over to the classification of these compounds. In order to understand what are alcohols, I will consider a simple aliphatic hydrocarbon CH3 single bond CH3. Name of the compound is ethane. Here, one hydrogen atom, I will replace it by OH group. What I get is CH3, CH2, OH. It is called ethyl alcohol. This is an example for alcohol. So how did I get this alcohol? I have replaced one of the hydrogen atoms of ethane by OH group. That's why I call this compound as hydroxy derivative of ethane. And you know, ethane is nothing but aliphatic hydrocarbon. That's why I can consider this compound to be hydroxy derivative of aliphatic hydrocarbon. Similarly, let me consider one more example. So this is a familiar compound for you. It is toluene, methyl benzene. We call it as toluene. Here again, we have a CH3 side chain. One of the hydrogen atoms of methyl side chain, I'll replace it by OH. What I get is this compound where we have a benzene ring, and here we will have CH2OH. The name of this compound is benzyl alcohol. This is again an example for alcohol. In this case, you can observe that we have a side chain hydroxy derivative. It is a side chain hydroxy derivative of aromatic hydrocarbon. This is again called alcohol. So knowing these two examples, how can we define alcohols? Alcohols are a class of organic compounds which are regarded as hydroxy derivatives of aliphatic hydrocarbons or side chain hydroxy derivatives of aromatic hydrocarbon. Next, we shall study about phenols. I'll consider this molecule. We have a benzene ring here. So this is the aromatic ring. And to this aromatic ring, I am going to consider OH group directly attached. So this is a phenol. So when you say a phenol, the hydroxy group must be directly connected to an aromatic ring. So how do we define phenols then? Phenols are a class of organic compounds in which the hydroxy group is directly attached to aromatic ring. We will study about ethers. For that, we shall consider a few examples. First example we consider is CH3OCH3. One more example I can consider can be like this. We have a benzene ring, then it is O and CH3. In both these compounds, you can observe this particular group, single bond O, single bond. Here also you observe that single bond O, single bond. So this particular functional group is called ether functional group. So when you say ether functional group, we have oxygen, and on either side we have two unsatisfied valency. So from this we can define ethers. What way we can define ethers? These are a class of organic compounds which are represented by general formula ROR-, and I should specify what can be R and R dash. So here R and R dash can be alkyl group, it can be aryl group, or they can also be aralkyl group. Now what is meant by aralkyl group? Just in the previous example, we considered benzyl group, if you remember. So benzene ring with CH2. So here this is the aryl group, this is the alkyl group. Clubbed together, we call them as aralkyl group. So this is about what are alcohols, phenols and ethers. Next, we shall move over to classification of alcohols and phenols. The first method of classification of alcohols and phenols is based on how many OH groups are there in one molecule of alcohol and phenol. So based on that, they are classified into monohydric alcohols or phenols. I'll consider one example. CH3OH is methyl alcohol. There is only one OH group per molecule. This is an example of monohydric alcohol. Similarly, if you consider this compound, benzene ring, and you have one OH group. Name of the compound is phenol. You have only one OH group per molecule. So phenol is an example of monohydric phenol. Second one, we consider dihydric alcohols and dihydric phenols. The best example of dihydric alcohol is OHCH2, Name of the compound you are going to study, common name is ethylene glycol. And example for dihydric phenol, So on the benzene ring, we should have OH group here and OH group. So there are two phenolic OH groups per molecule. And this is an example of dihydric phenol. And the name of this phenol is called catechol. We'll move over to trihydric alcohols and phenols. The familiar example for trihydric alcohol is a very familiar compound. It is OHCH2, CHOH, and CH2OH. You must be aware that this compound is nothing but glycerol, or common name is glycerin. Similarly, if we want an example for trihydric phenol, I can represent it like this. We have three OH groups in 1, 2, 3 positions. And name of this particular phenol is called pyrogallal. And pyrogallal is an excellent example for trihydric phenol. The fourth type, we call them as polyhydric alcohol. The familiar example is sorbitol. So what is sorbitol? We have 6 carbon atoms here, open chain compound, 6 carbon atoms, and each carbon atom contains one OH group. So I can write the structure of this molecule as CH2OH, CHOH. So we have 4 CHOH groups here, and finally again we have CH2OH. This is an example for polyhydric alcohol. Next, we shall go for classification of monohydric alcohols. Under monohydric alcohols, first we talk about alcohols containing carbon atom that has undergone sp3 hybridization, then it is a OH group. In other words, the OH group has to get attached to sp3 hybridized carbon. Now these are further classified into three types. First one, we call them as the primary alcohols, secondary alcohols, and tertiary alcohols. Let us go to the general formula of these alcohols. You have already studied about primary, secondary and tertiary under alkyl halide. The same thing gets repeated. Only difference is the X group is replaced by OH group. So what is the general formula of primary alcohol? The carbon atom carrying the OH group must have two hydrogens. So naturally, the fourth valency of carbon atom will be satisfied by R group. This is the general formula of primary alcohols. Familiar example is CH3, CH2OH. Name of the compound is ethyl alcohol. When we go to secondary alcohols, the carbon atom carrying OH group has only one hydrogen and two more valencies of carbon atom must be satisfied by two groups. I'll put it as R and R dash groups. So this is the general formula of secondary alcohols, and a very familiar example is one where both R and R dash groups are methyl groups. Name of the compound is isopropyl alcohol. Same way, when we go to tertiary alcohols, carbon atom carrying OH group does not have any hydrogen. So three more valencies are to be satisfied. So they are satisfied by R, R dash and R double dash. And the familiar example is a tertiary butyl alcohol where R, R dash and R double dash are equal to methyl groups. Under this, the next type of alcohol I'm going to consider are allylic alcohols. And you have studied about allylic halides under the previous chapter. Similar concept here. When you say allylic carbon, it is a carbon atom connected to C double bond C. So here if I try to satisfy rest of the valencies, it has to be CH2 double bond C. Here it has to be single bond H. So this is allylic carbon atom. On this allylic carbon atom, if I have OH group, I call it as allylic alcohol. So to satisfy tetravalency, in this case, we should have two hydrogens. So under allylic alcohols, this comes under primary alcohol. It's because carbon atom carrying OH group has two hydrogens. So allylic primary alcohol. Similarly, if I want to have allylic secondary alcohol, I have to reduce the number of carbon atom on carbon atom carrying OH group by 1. So I have replaced one hydrogen atom by methyl group, and here one hydrogen as it is, and we have a OH group. So this is a allylic secondary alcohol. Similarly, if I want to have tertiary allylic alcohol, even this hydrogen atom has to be replaced by some group. So it becomes tertiary allylic alcohols. The next type under this is benzylic alcohols. So what are benzylic carbon atoms? Now the carbon atom which is directly attached to benzene ring are called benzylic carbon atoms, and if you have a OH group on that carbon atom, we call them as benzylic alcohols. So on this carbon atom, if you have a OH group, the tetravalency of this carbon atom can be satisfied if we have two hydrogen atoms. So this is actually benzyl alcohol. And what type of benzylic alcohol it is? It has to be a primary benzylic alcohol. Similarly, if you want to have secondary benzylic alcohol, what I just need to do? One more hydrogen atom of the side chain should be replaced by some group. So we have single bond C. Here let us say we have CH3, H and OH. In this case, the carbon atom carrying OH has only one hydrogen atom. That's why this comes under a secondary benzylic alcohol. So how to have benzylic tertiary alcohol? If we replace even this hydrogen atom by some side chain, we are going to get tertiary benzylic alcohol. So this is a classification of alcohols containing carbon sp3 hybridized OH group. The next classification is alcohols containing carbon atom undergoing sp2 hybridized atom with OH group directly linked to it. Familiar example is vinyl alcohol, CH2 double bond CH single bond OH. In this case, the doubly bonded carbon atom has undergone sp2 hybridization and OH group is directly attached to it. So this falls under alcohol containing CsP2 OH group. Name of this compound is vinyl alcohol. Now, if not alcohol, if you consider phenol, even in case of phenol, you know that the OH group is attached to the carbon atom undergoing sp2 hybridization. Of course, this is not an alcohol, but phenol. So this is about classification of alcohols and phenols. Next is classification of ethers. The general formula of ether is ROR dash. We have two types of ethers. The first one, we call them as symmetric, or they are also called simple ethers. And the second type of ethers are unsymmetrical, or they are also called mixed ethers. So what is the difference between the two? In case of symmetric ethers, R group will be equal to R dash group, whereas in case of unsymmetrical ethers, R and R dash groups are different. If I have to provide example, for simple ethers, we have diethyl ether, C2H5O, C2H5. Both R and R dash groups are ethyl groups here. Under unsymmetrical ethers, on one side I will have methyl group, on the other side I will have ethyl group. So this is an example of unsymmetrical ethers. We call them as ethyl, methyl, ether. So ethers are mainly classified into two types, simple ethers and mixed ethers. We shall start from nomenclature of alcohols. We have to consider both common nomenclature and IUPAC nomenclature. For every structure, whatever I have written, first I will consider common name, then we shall go for IUPAC names. I am going to start from butyl alcohols. In the first case, you observe that all the 4 carbon atoms in the form of a normal chain or unbranched chain. That's why in common nomenclature, we indicate it by N. N stands for normal. And there are 4 carbon atoms. The corresponding alkyl group is butyl group. So it should be N-butyl. After writing the name of the alkyl group, we have to end it up with the word alcohol. So what is the common name of this compound? N-butyl alcohol. Same way, we shall go to the second molecule. Second molecule is the chain isomer or nuclear isomer of the first one. The carbon skeletons are different in these 2 compounds. So if we go for common nomenclature of this, on the second carbon atom we have a methyl side chain. That is why we are going to indicate it with iso. It is iso. Indicates a side chain on the second carbon atom. And in common nomenclature, we have to count all the carbon atoms, whether they are present in open chain or inside chain. Altogether, there are 4 carbon atoms. That's why it has to be butyl, isobutyl. And of course, it is an alcohol. It has to end up with the word alcohol. So this is the common name of this molecule. Let's go to the third molecule. You can observe that the OH group is present on a secondary carbon atom. A carbon atom carrying only 1 hydrogen is called secondary carbon. On that you have a OH group. So what is the common name of this compound? It is secondary butyl alcohol. In other words, if you observe these 2 compounds closely, you come to know that isobutyl alcohol is the chain isomer of N-butyl alcohol, and this is still a primary alcohol. But when we go to secondary butyl alcohol, it is the position isomer of N-butyl alcohol. It's because in case of N-butyl alcohol, OH group is present on the very first carbon atom, while in secondary butyl alcohol, the OH group is present on secondary carbon atom. In other words, secondary butyl alcohol is a secondary alkyl, secondary alcohol. And finally, we will go to the 4th one. In this case, carbon atom carrying OH group does not have any hydrogen. So this particular alcohol is called tertiary. There are 4 carbon atoms, butyl, and then the word alcohol. Now we shall go to the IUPAC names of these 4 compounds. So what we do for IUPAC nomenclature, we have to number the carbon chain. What way I can number it? The carbon atom carrying the principal functional group should get number 1, then 2, 3 and 4. So first, let us start with the root word, which indicates the number of carbon atoms present in the main chain. So there are 4 carbon atoms. That's why root word is but. And you know that all these carbon atoms are connected by means of single bonds. That is why the primary suffix I am going to use is ANE. Then we have to go for secondary suffix, which indicates the presence of principal functional group. Which is the principal functional group here is OH. For that, the secondary suffix is OL. So it is OL. And where exactly you have that OH functional group? On the very first carbon atom. That is why I am going to indicate it as butane 1-ol. Here you should have had ANE as the primary suffix, but the simple rule is whenever you have two continuous vowels, the previous vowel must get cancelled. Actually, we expect it to be BUTANE, then 1-ol. But what does the rule say? Whenever there are two continuous vowels, the previous vowel E must be removed. That's why I can write the IUPAC name of this compound as butane 1-ol. Or if you want, we can get 1 in the beginning itself, 1-butanol. Go to the second one, isobutyl alcohol. Number the carbon chain. Now you are familiar. This should be carbon atom number 1, 2 and 3. So in the main chain, I have only 3 carbon atoms. That's why the root word has to be prop. And carbon atoms are connected by means of single bond. That's why it is propane. And on the very first carbon atom, you have a OH group. That's why it is 1-ol. But you know that on the second carbon atom, we have a methyl side chain. And this methyl side chain is indicated as prefix. That's why it has to be 2-methyl. 2-methyl propane 1-ol. So that's the IUPAC name of the second compound. I'll move over to the third one. In case of third, you see, I'll start numbering from right to left. It's because the carbon atom carrying the functional group should get the minimum number. So here there are 4 carbon atoms. Obviously, root word is but. All are connected by means of single bond, butane. And on the second carbon atom, we have OH principal functional group. That is why it is 2-ol. So what is the IUPAC name of this compound? Butane 2-ol, or I can call it as 2-butanol. Let's go to the fourth example. This is important for your examination point of view. You know, in this molecule, how can we assign IUPAC name? So I'll number the carbon chain like this. Let us say this is the first carbon atom, this is the second one, and here we have the third carbon atom. So in the main chain, we have 3 carbon atoms. So it has to be a derivative of propane. On the second carbon atom, we have a methyl side chain. So methyl group should appear as a prefix. So on the second carbon atom, we have methyl group, 2-methyl, root word, 3 carbon atoms, prop, all are connected by single bond. So primary suffix should be ane, and on the second carbon atom, we have OH group, so 2-ol. So this is the IUPAC name of tertiary butyl alcohol. So the fifth example I have considered is actually a trihydric alcohol. The common name of this compound I have already given in the beginning itself. What is the common name? It is called glycerol. This is an example of trihydric alcohol. Same way, for this compound, there is no common name as such. And for these 2 compounds also, we do not consider common name. We shall straight away go for IUPAC names. What about the IUPAC name of this compound? You know, I'll start numbering either from right to left or left to right. It doesn't make any difference. So this is the first carbon atom, second and third carbon atom. So 3 carbon atoms are there. The root word has to be prop. All are connected by means of single bond, propane. And we have 3 OH groups here. Where are they present? On the first, second and the third carbon atom. That's why I indicate the position as 1, 2, 3. And there are 3 OH groups. So OL is repeated 3 times. That is why it is triol. Now, this E we are going to retain as it is because this vowel is followed by a consonant, not a vowel. I told you in the beginning, if suppose there are 2 continuous vowels, the previous vowel should be cancelled. But in this case, the vowel E is followed by consonant T. That's why we have to retain E as it is. So what is the IUPAC name of glycerol? It is a propane 1, 2, 3 triol. We'll move over to the next example. Here, when you number the carbon chain, you should do it from right to left only to satisfy lowest number rule. So, I'll go on numbering the carbon atom 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. There are 5 carbon atoms. Right? Obviously, it has to be a derivative of pentane. So, I'll start from pent. All are connected by means of single bond. That's why I'll write it as pentane. And where do we have OH groups? On the first, second and the fourth carbon atoms. That's why it has to be pentane 1, 2, 4. There are 3 OH groups. So should be triol. So pentane 1, 2, 4 triol. So this is the IUPAC name of this compound. Moving over to cyclic alcohols. You have a cyclohexane here. On that you have a OH group. So what should be the IUPAC name of this compound? It is cyclohexane. And OH group is indicated by OL. So where is it present? It is present on the first carbon atom itself. I'll write as cyclohexane 1-ol. But I told you when there are 2 continuous vowels, the previous vowel has to be cancelled. So IUPAC name of this compound is cyclohexane 1-ol, or simply I can say cyclohexanol. Coming to this example, it's a derivative of cyclopentane. You have a OH group and a CH3 group. OH group is the principal functional group. That's why carbon atom of the cyclopentane ring carrying the principal functional group should get the lowest number. This is the first carbon atom. And then I'll start numbering in clockwise direction so that the carbon atom carrying methyl side chain gets number 2. So now we can write the IUPAC name of this compound. This methyl group should come as a prefix. Where is it present? It is present on the second carbon atom. So it is 2-methyl. And the parent compound is cyclopentane. So 2-methyl cyclopentane. And I told you the vowel E should go, and on the first carbon atom we have OH group. So if I want, I'll write as 1-OL. Otherwise you can ignore this one also. So what's the IUPAC name of this compound? It's a 2-methyl cyclopentanol or 2-methyl cyclopentane 1-ol. So this is about nomenclature of alcohols. Now we shall start from nomenclature of phenols. As usual, first I will go on writing common names, then we shall come to IUPAC names. So what is the common name of this compound? It is called phenol. Common name is phenol. What is the common name of this compound? Remember, methyl phenols are called cresols. Methyl phenols are called cresols, and here the groups are present in 1,2 position. In common nomenclature we call it as ortho. So what is the common name of this compound then? It is orthocresol. Similarly, if I go to this molecule, Here the two groups are present in 1,3 position. In common nomenclature, we are going to denote it as meta. So, what is the common name of this compound? It has to be metacresol. Move over to this example. Here, they are present at 1,4 position. In common nomenclature, we call it as para position. So, what is the common name of this compound? It has to be paracresol. We move over to dihydric phenol. In this case, the two OH groups are present in ortho position, and the common name of this compound is catechol. Catechol. Now come to this, the two OH groups are present at meta position, 1,3 position, and it has a special common name. It is called resorcinol. It is resorcinol. Now, we shall move over to IUPAC names of these compounds. For the first compound, phenol itself is the accepted IUPAC name. So, what is the IUPAC name of the first compound? Phenol. Right? I'll move over to this one. Here, it is a derivative of phenol. So, this is position number 1, this is position number 2. So, what should be the IUPAC name of this compound? On the second carbon atom, we have methyl group. So, the IUPAC name of this compound is 2-methyl phenol. Same way, IUPAC name of the third compound must be 3-methyl phenol. Fourth one, it has to be 4-methyl phenol. Now coming to dihydric phenol, what is the IUPAC name of catechol? The parent hydrocarbon is benzene, and on position number 1 and 2 we have two OH groups. So it's a benzene -1, 2. There are two OH groups. I call it as benzene 1,2-diol. Here again, E is followed by consonant D. That's why I have to retain E as it is. Next, if I go for resorcinol, IUPAC name must be, it is benzene 1,3-diol is the IUPAC name. So we shall first consider the common names of these 4 phenols. So the common name of the first one is called quinol. It has one more common name. It is also called hydroquinone. Quinol or hydroquinone, both of them are common names. What about IUPAC name? We have benzene. It is very easy. 1,4-diol is the IUPAC name. Same way, if you go to the next compound, you have 3 OH groups in consecutive position. So, common name of this compound is nothing but pyrogallal. And IUPAC name of this compound is benzene 1,2,3-triol. Let's move over to the next compound. If suppose this OH group were not to be there, the common name of this compound would have been quinol. If this OH group were not to be there, this compound would have been quinol. And in addition to quinol, I have a hydroxy group. That's why common name of this compound is hydroxyquinol. Hydroxyquinol. And IUPAC name of this compound is benzene. It is a 1, 2, 4 triol. 1, 2, 4 triol. Now moving over to the last compound, we have 3 OH groups in symmetric position. The common name of this compound is fluoroglucinol. Fluoroglucinol. And IUPAC name of this compound will be benzene 1,3,5 triol.